Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So this week we are focusing on some bridal looks and bridal makeup. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is your base, your foundation, your sort of let's get a flawless foundation before we start putting color on. So I have just washed, exfoliated, and moisturized. If you are having a wedding or in a wedding, what you do want to do is exfoliate not the night before, but the night before that. So that will give you the best skin to start with. And if you're like me, you use sunscreen in your moisturizer or your day cream. So that's why it does show up a little bit shinier, and that will show in pictures. It is definitely worse on camera than it is in real life, but you can see the shine to my face. So let's start with that base and getting the foundation, that flawless face before we even begin on the color. So what we want to do is I've washed, I've moisturized, and this is it. This is what you get at that point. So now what we're going to do is use our foundation primer. This is amazing. So ours is silicone based. It slides really easy. I actually say that it slips on your face. It also has an SPF factor of 15, which is really cool because this product is going to go everywhere, including your eyelids. A primer acts just like a paint primer, so it will help your foundation, you can see it there, to stay better, stick better, stay longer, and helps the color to stick, and the makeup will actually go on quite a bit smoother. It also will serve to airbrush your face a little bit, so it will fill in some cracks and crevices before your foundation goes on. So like I said, it just slides on your face. Now, with Mary Kay, we actually recommend using your under eye corrector and your concealer after your foundation, because our foundation does such a good job at coloring and covering. We start with that first because then you probably don't need as much of the other. So I'm going to be using our liquid foundation. It is matte, it is full coverage, it is super light, so you don't actually feel it on your face, which is amazing. And I'm gonna use our liquid foundation brush, which gives us a really great even coverage and a little, I guess, not as sheer as some of our other applicators. Like we have a blending sponge and a blending brush. Those are going to be a little bit sheerer. This is going to give you a little bit more coverage. So I like to just polka dot everywhere, and then we blend it in. The brush is quite dense. It's very smooth bristles. So we just get it all over. It's easy to work with. We're gonna do the over the eyelids last. So you don't need a lot there, but you do want to even things out, and you can see already it's evened quite a bit out. We'll just make sure that we don't have any bits any lines anywhere, demarcation lines anywhere. So with your face, typically what happens is you have more color in the middle part and less color along the edges. So sometimes, once we've got our foundation on, what we may want to do is use that concealer. So a concealer is used for spots, blemishes, kind of redness. I have a bit of red, comes up around my nostrils. That's very common. I have a little blemish up there. We're going to use a different product under the eyes. So we'll start with this, and we have a really great, let me see if I can find it here. Oh, let's find it. We have a really great cream eye color brush, and it works well, there it is, with the concealer. Of course, you don't want to use it for eye color and concealer. But this is the one that I do use for concealer and under eye corrector. And you just want to kind of pat and press until that blends in. And you can see that that just wiped away whatever discoloration was there. Then we have a product called Under Eye Corrector. It looks the same, same format as the concealer. It's just a different tone, so it's actually designed to counteract the blue, dark, purpley dark circles, so it's a bit of a peach tone. Again, I'm taking the cream eye color brush and just patting it in. Looks a little bit crazy now, but trust me, it will actually do wonders. It'll lighten and brighten that area under the eyes. If you have oilier skin, another product you might want to consider before you put your foundation on is actually an oil mattifier. It will soak up the oil from your face. So if you have oilier skin, it's really quite nice to be able to soak that all up before you put your foundation on. Today we're going to, I think we'll be okay if we just use our translucent loose powder over top. So you can see that Under Eye Corrector really fixes the dark circles, which is amazing. So I just want to tone down the shine now, so I'm going to use our translucent loose powder. We do have a pressed powder if you prefer that, but this works really great. It's white, of course, but it goes on clear. And our powders have a little dial lid on them, so one side is open, and when you click it the other way, it's closed. So when it goes upside down, you're not having the product spill out everywhere when you're traveling. So I like to just tap some in the lid. I'm going to use our big fluffy all over powder brush. Get some of that up. And I like to stipple it on first, and then we can blend it after. With powder, you do want to brush it down. The little hairs on your face will lay flatter, and you won't see them quite as much. You can see that make a big difference toning down that shine. Now, this might be a matter of opinion, but I feel like eyebrows are part of the face part, not part of the makeup part, because they're kind of a necessity. So I'm going to use our eyeliner eyebrow brush, and it's got a little spoolie on the end. I'm just going to shape my brows a little bit, get them tamed down. As we get older, our brows start to thin out a little bit, which is why having a fuller brow does make you look a little younger, and I will take anything I can get. I'm going to use our Precision Brow Liner. It is really great. It's a little spin up color. This is actually too light for me. Let me find the right one. One second. All right. So what I like to do is I like a bit of a straight edge at the beginning, and then just lightly fill in this more sparse parts. Just like that. You can see the difference, hey? It's a little bit smoother. Again, I like to do a straight line at the beginning. If you want that proper brow placement, ideally what you want to do is draw a line from your nostril inner corner of your eye. That's where your brow should start. From the nostril outer corner of your line, that is where your brow should end. Okay, so those are kind of the beginning and end points. Those of you who have an arch, the placement for the arch is if you're looking straight ahead, and you draw that line from the nostril through the pupil of your eye, that is where your arch point should be. Hopefully that helps. It doesn't take much, just a little bit. What I'm going to do is just fill them in a little bit with our tinted our volumizing brow tint. It's really great. It's got a little spoolie on the end. It does have extra fibers in there so that it will add some volume, natural looking volume to your eyebrows. And we, with Mary Kay, we actually have a brow and lash and brow building serum. So if you have really sparse brows or lashes and want thicker, fuller ones, you can totally use that overnight. You'll see a difference in about 4 weeks. It will not cover over scars. So if you have a big scar in your eyebrow, it won't make the hair grow there. So that is the flawless face. So that's sort of the under part, and then we would look at putting a makeup look on top of that. You do want to remember, if it's a wedding day, any special occasion, you want to finish everything off with our makeup finishing spray. It is awesome. It will set your look for 16 hours. It is unbelievable. Definitely a necessity in warm, hot climates. Thanks for joining me today.